Hey everyone, welcome to another installment of Harry Potter Theory. Today we'll be discussing why in Merlin's Beard, everything in Harry Potter takes place in Albania. Okay, so that's a little bit of an over-exaggeration because, of course, not everything in the Harry Potter series happens there. The large majority of things actually take place in the United Kingdom, primarily London and the Scottish Highlands. However, there are a questionably large number of events that are set in the country of Albania, wouldn't you say? In fact, the country seems to come up again and again, year after year, as Harry uncovers more and more about Voldemort and his ambitions to live forever. But why is that? Out of all of the countries in the world, how is it that so many seemingly different events and individuals are all tied to Albania? Could there perhaps be a connection between all these unique instances and characters? I'm so glad you asked because yes, I believe there is. The first time we hear of a character visiting Albania is in regards to the nervous and stuttering Hogwarts professor Quirinus Quirrell. In the Philosopher's Stone, it is said that he has just returned from a world tour on a quest to learn more about the dark arts and how to defend against them, since he was the school's defense against the dark arts professor at the time. The final stop on this grand tour, Albania of course, and as it turns out, Quirrell's visit to the country was no accident indeed. In fact, it is said that he purposefully set out to the forests of Albania in search of what remained of Voldemort, as it was widely rumoured that there, in the wooded regions of that country, lived a shadow version of the once great and powerful Dark Lord. Which brings us to the question of why the Dark Lord would have fled to Albania, of all places, after falling from power on that fateful night in 1981. Well, apparently Voldemort was actually quite familiar with Albania and its extensive forests, for it was here that he visited decades prior in his quest for the magical diadem of Rowena Ravenclaw, one of the 4 founding members of Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. As we later discover, the Dark Lord wanted the diadem to turn it into one of his many Horcruxes, which he did after finding the tiara in Albania. Riddle of course found out the whereabouts of the Horcrux after extracting it from Helena Ravenclaw, Rowena's daughter. But how did Rowena Ravenclaw's famous magical diadem end up in Albania? And how in Merlin's Beard did Voldemort learn about its whereabouts? Well, it turns out that Ravenclaw's ghost, the Grey Lady, was responsible for hiding the tiara there. In a fit of jealousy, Helena stole her mother's diadem and ran away to Albania, where she believed she would be safe from her mother's magical reach. In an effort to retrieve her daughter safely, Rowena asked for help from the wizard who became Slytherin's ghost, the Bloody Baron, knowing that this man was madly in love with Helena. Tragically, when Helena rebuffed the Baron's advances, he killed her in a blind rage, and then turned his knife on himself. The two returned to Hogwarts as spirits, without the diadem. And so, it would seem that everything to do with Albania in Harry Potter can be related back to Helena Ravenclaw's decision to steal her mother's crown and run off with it to hide in Albania. And with that, we've come to the end of another video. What did you think? Do you agree with me? Please share your thoughts in the comments below, and as always, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like it and subscribe to the channel. Until next time, remember, it does not do to dwell on dreams and forget to live.